Okay, so since we run down lower, now it's pre-market. Just looking for a long in the 850 macro right now. So just looking at these the failure gaps and breaker. So basically, I want to see if we have if price show us signatures of it leaving this range, because I think that we bottom for the day. Okay, so I'm just looking for higher prices. So just noting out that hourly, tail, midpoint, quadrants, which is all this level. And since we are pretty close to the hourly midpoint, I'm just seeing if we use it. Because right now, still no signs of any bullishness, okay? Okay, 6 minutes for the macro to end. I'm basically just looking at that midpoint of the hourly conference. And yeah, so we have displacement of the 20764 level, which is the midpoint of the hourly conference. So this is the catalyst of my whole trade. Right? Why did I take this trade? It's because of the thing here, right here. So right now, just looking for an entry because my belief, okay, it is in a buy program, and I see a fair gap forming right there, so I use that fair gap as an entry, risking 19 points, which is roughly $38. So the first candle was ideal, okay, the reaction, but the second one was just one way straight towards my stop loss. So yeah, it's just $40, and I accepted the loss just like that. Just done a bit of journaling, and you guys can see that later on I'll do another trade, and I'm going to share you guys something very interesting that even me myself find it very amusing as a kid. So yeah, we'll head on to the next trade. Alright, so another trade is gonna be a still the same bias, but we're trading within the 9:30 to 10 o'clock opening range. And I was using this 5-minute BC as a framework to frame my trade. Okay, so basically entering with the 9:30 first presented failure gap. Okay, so all these quadrants right here are the 5-minute quadrants. And yeah, so when I entered the trade, okay, it was here. Okay, I did not manage to record the execution, but okay, I'm just gonna roughly run through how was the trade like. When I entered the trade, okay, I entered around this candle right here, this candle. So when it pokes it and then it closed inside it, okay, that's fine. Next candle I want to see is immediate reaction. That if we are really bullish, we want to see bullish movements. So next candle open right at the low of it, and then later close above it. So next candle is very good. It's a very good feedback. Okay, but this third candle right here, okay, this is a screenshot from my journal. So this candle, when it was trading down, the analyst in me was already warning me to bail the trade, because when it opened right here Actually, ideally what we want to see is it open, then trade higher, then use this, fill this inefficiency up, trade towards the 13th of May first period fair gap. But it did not done so. What it did was it opened, then it trade lower, then it just closed below it. So at this point when we have this big movement down, okay, the analyst in me was already telling me like, hey, it's time to build a trade because it's not gonna pan out. But then I still decided to just hold on the trade because I feel like okay here, I feel like it can trade higher. But actually the trade premises is already signaling we are either in a reversal or we are either in a high resistance, right? So yes, I did not follow what my analyst say. So I was typing that I don't like what price is doing here. We test of the midpoint of the five minute CB again, and then it closed below it, and there goes my stop. So what it done basically is, okay, this is the midpoint of the 5 minute fair gap, okay, right here. So what it done was it opened here, then it closed below the midpoint of it. So this, to me at this point, it was a red light already, and I by right, okay, rules is close the trade because my stop loss was just at this under this candle immediate rebalance because this candle right here is a emergent failure gap, and we don't want to see the emergent failure gap get trade back into. So actually I could have just moved my stop loss a bit higher also, but anyways, it is what it is. And yeah, I did not get the instant feedback I want. Instead I get another kind of instant feedback, which is instant feedback where I should build the trade. So next time, I'm still learning with this, but every time the analysts just tell you like there's a King Kong feeling there, like, hey, it's time to build because this trade won't pan out, and I want to train myself to just cut the fucking trade, right? And yeah, so basically this is what I want to share. We had one movement, 54 candles. So without any news, okay, without any macro time. So basically this was already something that we should be cautious about. Like today is not likely to be a nice day because the hand is in the market. And yeah, so this is the first trade I took. So actually $40 is it's my max risk already. It's already 1% because I'm trading based on the $4,000. And in the end, you can see that we all did tag the smooth highs. So once again, I was right, but I'm not profitable. But anyways, doesn't really matter. But all that matters is what I can control right now. First, we have this manipulation, which signals that the hand is here. But actually, I did close the chart like, fuck that shit, I don't want to trade already. But then during the 9:30, what it did, it just displays higher from the first presented failure gap of Monday, first presented failure gap last week, and then it trades back down into the 9:30 first presented failure gap. So at here, I just got stuck over here, but actually it would have been a very nice trade if it just bounce off, trade towards here. That's a low hanging fruit objective also, roughly around I'll say easily 50-60 points. And yeah, it is what it is. And these 2 days, okay, today itself is already $100 loss, and it is way beyond the boundaries where I set that my limits of losing. So I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna remind myself that what I can control is my risk. Okay, what I can control is my risk. It's not the, oh, what if I took this trade? No doubt I risk money, took this to take this trade, and if it pans out, it's going to be a good trade. No, I don't want to trade like that. I want consistency. I don't want once a while, once in blue moon, a nice trade. So yes, I'm going to focus on taking one trade only because right now I'm more comfortable trading Nasdaq because of the price is more cleaner here, but also it tests my my patience and the ability to stick to rules. Am I sticking to at least $40 to $60 loss? Because honestly, I'm going to set a boundary where $60 is my max risk, so that I'm not suffocating any trades. And I'm just want if I take one trade that's that big of a stop loss, I'm not gonna trade anymore. So I'm going to make my trading like that, make my loss as small as possible so that the wins can outpace the losses. As you can see, I'm in a um, losing streak. But at first, all these losses is fine. But just all these losses are fine. But these 2 days loss is really something that I should be aware of. This one and this one. So yeah, this one is still okay. But actually, this one is also this one and this one is a big problem to me because I realized that note that my first trade. Okay, this is my first trade. My first trade I only risk 10 handles. Okay, no 20 handles. But my second trade, my second trade stop loss. Dear, my second trade stop loss was like 27 points. Actually more than that, okay, because it did not really fill in where my stop loss is. But imagine that, Benjamin, this is a problem. Like your first trade, your risk is just so small, it's good. But your second trade risk is is bigger than your first trade risk. So this is something that I think you should take a look at. So even the 22nd, this one, see the first trade risk was at minus 22. Then the second trade was times 2 of the loss. It should be cut into half, not times 2. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And also I want to talk a bit about this trade that whenever you see is couple of handles close to the new opening gap and we have a fair gap chase, this is a no-brain trade. No-brain trade, okay? So whenever you have this kind of trade and you have a new opening gap and you're close to it and you're bullish, just take it, Benjamin. Okay, just freaking take it. Take profits there and just done. Okay, no more hanky panky. No more doing nonsense. Okay, because right now we are in a drawdown. Most likely maximum 15% drawdown. I don't really care about that. But what I care is this: the second trade risking more than the first trade. This is doing something wrong, and also hesitating to taking trades like easy trades. Hesitating because of the stop loss size. But actually, entering here and stop loss is at like 210. I can afford it. 20 points. Definitely I can afford it. So and we have the 950 macro behind. So yeah, Benjamin, this is a very good lesson for this week. So besides focusing on not losing, focusing on managing your risk impeccably. If you can't do that, don't trade Nasdaq. If you want more than one trade, just trade ES. If you feel like you cannot stop, but I believe that you can stop. It's easy. Just make sure that all the losses right here is small, so that when we have a win, it's easily recovered. Okay, because right now this two here is a relatively bigger one, and also is outside the boundaries that I set for myself. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today and for this week. And yeah, I'm very happy that I identified all these flaws, and I'm going to just fix it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next